All these years entrusted to the Lord, praying, looking for a sign, for something that can give me strength. Every day I hear them cry, pray, scream, and die. What for? What for, I ask you? Where are you, Lord? Why don't you answer me? Good day, everyone, and welcome back to the last door. We are going to continue at the medical place thing that we left off at the last time, where we actually got our, well, probably the biggest jump scare I've actually ever gotten. 1, 2, please don't. And I am not ashamed to admit that. I'm actually very proud to admit that. But we're going to continue here. I made it into this sleeping hall of some sort. And, I guess we're just going to try and solve some fucking riddles now, huh? We got permission to be here from a nun who was not quite fond of us. And I don't think she really is still. What this note? A magazine entitled Weird Tales. Can I grab it? I cannot. Okay. I love that this is the first time we actually interact with other people who are not dead, which is kind of adding a little bit else effect to the game, maybe, when you got some story of some god, the music is loud in my ears, when you got kind of this conversation going. Are you alright, madam? She would probably not be lying there if she was alright. There was a rhythmic sound, like a breathing. What do you mean? It was last night. I felt an increasing pressure on my temples. Something dry and rough like tree bark brushed against my leg, and I saw something on the wall, like a growing shadow. Fuck, that sounds creepy. I lit the lamp and there was nothing. I am sure it was just a nightmare, madam. I'm so fucking on edge already. I was really something like... I was prepared for something jumping out at me right there. That story there. Oh, what's in this bed? He's quite a pale young boy. He's asleep. Okay, this guy has a lot of crosses over his head. Is he, being, exorcised? Please, someone piety. I'm sorry you cannot be here. Is there some way I can help? Don't worry about it, sir. The Lord looks after each and every one of our patients. He will provide you with all the help you need. If you wish, you can pray there, next to the statue of Our Lady. Don't you think she's beautiful? The Virgin listens to those in need. Okay. Well then. Gloomy statue of the Virgin Mary makes this place even more mournful, if that's possible. I don't think it really is. We do have a light here. Can we grab that? No. A picture of the Virgin Mary gazing at you. Supposedly portray a sympathy and compassion for you. However, she seems to look more pained and sorrowful here. That's really sad. Let's just continue through the door here, see what we find. Ooh, some sort of classroom or chapel. I remember that we used to keep here some textbooks. Now there's a music book. Oh, and yeah, just... Oh, great. Grab the music box. This was... if you didn't watch the previous video, this was where we went to boarding school as a kid, or our character did, and where we were told by our friend Anthony Beckworth, who hung himself in the castle, may he rest in peace, to go to search for answers. So this is where we are now. Dear brother, I have received your letter and I'll try to write you more frequently. I hope you're studying a lot and you feel comfortable there. We miss you a lot. When you're coming back, father's in bed with fever and I do not feel very well, but I am on medication. Today is my birthday. Oh my god, this letter got so sad so quick. It is a quiet and boring Sunday at the village. Mom is going to cook a lemon cake. Oh, that's nice, like those grandma used to make. I wish we could eat it together. Sad again. Right back soon. I'm looking forward to knowing how you're doing, what you're learning. How is Scotland? We are in Scotland, which is actually a good setting. I was not sure if we were in Scotland. I actually thought we were in England. A big hug. I think about you a lot. Your dear sister. Okay, well, I wonder who the brother was then, but it sounded like the brother was someone who's probably been here when this place was a boarding school back when we went there also. January the 15th, 1876. Father Ernest seemed unusually troubled today. Several times he paused abruptly in the middle of a lecture for no reason, even during his favorite class, theology. January the 18th, 1876. Today, Father Ernest was very irritable. Collins made a comment and was expelled from class for it, and even DeWitt. That's us, right? We are DeWitt. was admonished just for reading a philosophy book. I hope Father Ernest doesn't turn his ire towards me. My father would be disappointed if I failed to get good marks. January the 21st. It's very disconcerting to see Father Ernest entering class so pale and sweaty. In the middle of his lecture, he stumbled, dazed, and had to sit. January 22. Father Eugene taught our theology class today, even though he doesn't know the subject matter as well as Father Ernest. When we asked him what had happened to Father Ernest, Father Eugene told us that he'd taken ill. What worries me is now that Father Eugene is also starting to look unwell. February the 20th. Some kind of pattern is going on here between what probably happened to our friend Anthony Beckworth and what happened to these teachers here. It's been a month since we last saw Father Ernest. We're told that he is still sick, but if he's so ill, then why hasn't a physician come to treat him? My studies are flagging, but I've taken it upon myself to read on my own. I hope this helps, as I must succeed in spite of the problems happening around us. February 23rd. It was announced this morning that the school is to close. None of us know why, and we cannot get a straight answer from the faculty. They each dodged the question, and I'm starting to think they may not know the answer themselves. Their anxiety is palpable, though they try to hide it behind a calm face. But what about Father Ernest? I hear he's alone and to remain here. Yeah, here he alone is to remain after we vacate the premises. There's a picture in the diary. It's the photograph of my graduation class. I see myself, Father Ernest, and Anthony. I do not remember the names of the others. One face has been completely scratched out. Okay, well it looks like, what I can piece together is that Father Ernest, or was it Father Eugene? Father Ernest or Eugene, one of them that got the sickness thing there, probably went crazy, and that led to everyone having to vacate the premises for their own safety, but they didn't tell the kids. And then Father Ernest or Eugene or whatever roamed the castle like a fucking maniac or something because he was so crazy, or he maybe even killed himself later on. There's an odd sentence written on the board. What's that sound? I hope it's just a dog. In death there's hope, in death there's life. One must seek its true nature to understand the nothing. It looks like it's been there for years, as chalk has faded in some places. Well, it's weird that nobody else has edited it or removed it or something. The books on the shelves are old and musty. Theology is the dominant subject. It doesn't seem like there's been much tinkering with this room. Now, why is the music gone? Thank you. I enjoy having that music in the background. It makes things a lot calmer. But I unlocked the door. Cool. Did we have something to... Oh, okay, so now we're outside again. Where the guy was digging something. Not that we can really do anything for him, I think. Still got some graves here. How far does they go? A small group of graves. Oh, we can actually continue here. Okay. And down to the shore, where we find some old fishing net that we can pick up, and we find some many easy drifters, perfectly smooth. This float salmon to a small log. Let's grab that also, might as well. Then just look over the ocean and see what sees. The Lost Pilgrim, the sea stackle that students at the school used to climb. Somewhere up there are my initials. That's fairly cool. Must have taken a lot of work to etch or scratch your initials into a rock, and so precise even. Requires somewhat of a good hand at sculpturing, I would guess. We were back inside. There's not really much to explore in this side of the house from now on. Maybe there's something we can do with these guys here. Doctor, I'm sorry, I'm not a doctor. Pay him no mind. He has been delirious for some days. I'm Mrs. Mary Winch. Oh, I'm Miss Mary Winch, and this is my brother Matthew. Juliet, why have you left me? Why don't you answer my letters? My letters. You see, the poor man is still obsessed with his fiancée. He won't accept that she left him months ago, my poor Matthew. I'm very sorry, Miss Winch. I hope he recovers. Thank you. Good talk, good talk, good talk. Among the baggage, I can see a packet of letters bound by twine. I'd ask you to touch my I'd ask you not to touch my belongings, please. You're not aware who you're talking to. I'm sorry. I'm gonna touch him again. I would ask you not to touch my stuff, please. I'm gonna touch him again. I would ask you not to touch my stuff, please. Okay, this is not like, it doesn't seem like we get much out of that. Some badges and other medical equipment, nothing of interest. Well, then we're not gonna search more in here. Let's go talk with, nah, don't go talk with the nun just yet. Let's actually go and see if we can unlock that door over there. There's something interesting in there. Mr. DeWitt, you're not allowed to get in here. Gotta touch it again. I'm still not allowed. Can you tell me anything new, Mrs. Nunn? Do you take care of patients here? Of course, Mr. DeWitt. We tend to both the physical and spiritual needs of those in our care. Did Monsignor already live here? When this venue still was a boarding school? Indeed. He still was priest and professor before he came Monsignor and started to lead this place. Let's talk to Monsignor. I'm afraid that's impossible. Monsignor has left strict instructions that he's not to be disturbed, not even by any of the sisters. Let's talk to Monsignor again. That's the same answer. Mr. Baldwin. Monsignor instructed me to take him on as caretaker. Many of the sisters find him a bit strange, but he performs his work well and complains little. Have there been many deaths lately? Sadly, the Lord is taking many of these unfortunate souls. Could use a little bit more clarification. Were they sick? Did they commit suicide? What did they do? Because if they committed suicide, probably has something to do with that weird shit going on. Thanks, Murder. I'll leave you with your duties. He said duty. Can we go upstairs? We can. Okay, well this is a new level to the house then. Dusty old tapestry of the Virgin Mary with baby Jesus in her arms. Oh, these guys just love the Virgin Mary, don't they? Oh, hello, little nun with a cane. Good evening, sister. Sister, all this suffering, all these tears, all our prayers unanswered. What do you mean, sister? All these years entrusted to the Lord, praying, looking for a sign, for something that can give me strength. Every day I hear them cry, pray, scream, and die. What for? What for, I ask you? Where are you, Lord? Why don't you answer me? Lord works in mysterious ways. Oh, that's the answer for everything, isn't it? Certainly, yes. But I don't ask for much. Just something to go on. A path to follow. I can't go on. Not like this. Excuse me, sir. Now she's gonna maybe commit suicide. I don't know. But she does not want to talk anymore. So we're just gonna leave her to herself. On the upper shelf of the antique cupboard, well-worn Bible and rosary beads gather dust. Okay, I can put two and two together, and I'm sensing this nun right here is losing her faith. One of the humble beds with a nun's sleep. Another one of the humble beds with a nun's sleep. A chair, and another chair. A candle that we can't do anything with. Oh, and what's this? A syringe next to a flask with a label that reads morphine. Okay, I'm putting two and two together again now, and I am figuring out that she maybe injected herself with morphine and a high dose enough to maybe kill her. Which is quite sad. An old mirror that hardly reflects. Can we talk to her and talk her out of it now that the morphine's there? Please, I just want to be alone. Okay. Now, I'm gonna bet that the next time we see her, she's gonna be dead. So I'm just gonna pay my respects now. Farewell and good day to you. Have a safe trip to the other side. And on that depressing note, we're going to end this video. Hope you guys enjoyed watching this part of the last door. We need to check out this floor of the house, but that is practically the only thing that we really need to check out. And when we've done that, I am fairly sure that we'll be able to explore and solve all the puzzles that leads to the ending of this episode. Now that we recon the area and seen what's around us and what we can gather of stuff and to solve riddles and shit. Hope you guys enjoyed as always, and bye bye bye. Do 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 do.